crazy if you're not a commie?
Well, let's look at Freud. He did. I mean, we know he was crazy,
Right.
and his ideas kind of sprang from postmodernism and Marxism, which,
yeah.
the same tree that Marx did. So a case is to be made that, a case is to be made.
Yeah. Well, the reason I ask this is because in our modern political atmosphere, now this is global. This is just not America. This is Europe. This is Asia. This is South America. This is Africa. If you're not a commie, you're considered to be actually crazy. Did you know that? By the way, are you a commie? Are you a communist?
No, I'm not a communist.
Then you
Mr.
are
McCarthy, Senator McCarthy. I'm not a communist.
Are you now, or have you ever been a member of the Communist Party? So, do you realize that if you're not a commie, you're considered crazy, and you can be shipped off to a gulag to be reprogrammed, a la 1984.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Nazi Germany would, throw people in concentration camps for being communist, and over in communist Russia, they would throw you in the gulag for not being a communist.
I know. For our listeners and our viewers, let's review what a commie is. Here's what a commie is. A commie is a person who is a communist, who is a person who follows the economic philosophy, and cultural philosophy of Karl Marx, who wanted to destroy two things: capitalism and democracy. So if you are in favor of democracy and capitalism, you cannot be a commie. Okay? So commies are now elected to Congress. We have AOC. She's a commie. She wants to destroy capitalism. We have
but Professor McIntyre. What about the Democratic socialist, like Bernie Sanders? He's like the Democrat socialist. So it's like the same thing, right?
Okay. My response to you, Alex, is this: in a socialist democracy, everything is free except you.
So it's not a democracy then?
No. Everything is free.
But we vote on it.
Everything is free except you. You're not free. You're not free. You do not have control over the distribution of your own wealth. But
I get my free education, I get my free housing,
because
I'm
paying for it. Because I'm paying for it. I'm going to pay for Alex. Alex is a communist and a socialist. So Mark McIntyre has to pay for Alex. Okay.
Okay. Well, what if you don't want?
That makes you a catamite.
I object to that. What may?
A catamite is a young man who
Thank you.
Services to an older man for rent.
You should just make everyone Google it. That's what you should have done. Anyway,
CATAMITE.
In any event, getting back to commies.
Yeah.
What exactly makes them different from a socialist?
Oh, very good question. Socialism really started in the French Revolution. It had nothing to do with Karl Marx. People don't know this. People have no idea that socialism is not related to communism at all. Our modern day communists have put the cover of socialism over their heads. They're masquerading as socialists, like I'm doing. They're like putting a condom over their head.
Okay.
They're masquerading as socialists. But in reality, I'm going to take this off now. In reality, they're screaming communists, all right?
So, I was just watching a video from Vox explaining that for decades, the Republican Party has used communism as a way of saying this is bad.
That's right.
So, let's drill into that. Is that just a buzzword that Republicans use to scare normal, Americans away from policies that they're opposed to?
That's communist propaganda. That's communist propaganda. Communist propaganda is very clever. Believe me, I'll give them credit. They are better at propaganda than conservatives or Republicans or anybody on the right wing. They beat the pants off of the right wing. I give you all the credit in the world. You've done a great job. But this is how it works. It works this way. All you got to do is to take a criticism and turn it on its head, because Marx turned Hegel on his head. So all you got to do is, to be a successful communist, just turn things on their head. Instead of saying that you're a criminal, just saying that you're oppressed. Instead of saying that you're a sexual serial killer, just saying that you are deprived of your equal opportunity and your equity in society to become successful. This is how you turn things. They are masters at making the media use communist dictionaries. I can't stress this enough.
Well, I mean, I got to give you some pushback, is because the media operates on a capitalist basis. They do whatever gives them, their corporate sponsors, the best ratings, whichever rakes in the most money. They're capitalists. Wouldn't you say that?
So
I think your connection's breaking up a little bit.
Is pushing communism because it increases the argument signal of poor connection. But the media elite, they are pushing communism because it increases their bottom line. Why? Because conflict sells newspapers. Conflict. So whenever there's conflict, they love AOC. They love her. Fox News loves her.
And Donald Trump.
And Donald Trump loves her. Why? It's controversial. It's conflict. That's what the media feeds on. That's what these conglomerates, these giant media conglomerates, Fox, Google, Facebook, Twitter, all of these people, they thrive on conflict. If there were no conflict in the world, they would go out of business.
So they're opposed to world peace by their very definition. They're opposed to world peace.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the short answer to the fact that the media has convinced us, because it's in their bottom line economic interest to convince us that if you are not a communist, you must be insane. You must be crazy. That's the basis of Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren.
Let's be frank. What place is there to, leftism, communism, whatever you want to call it, left of centerism? You want to question something like that? What public domain can you go to reaffirm your beliefs? I'm not saying that's a good thing to seek out a place that reaffirms your beliefs. I'm just saying, if you believe in traditional marriage and you don't believe that gay marriage qualifies as a marriage, if you don't believe that, where can you go to in the public domain?
I've only found one place, Alex, and that, two places. Realpolitics.com does a very good job at balancing out stories, right, left, and center. The other thing is it's a new Reddit, a subreddit, and it's called Change My View. And I recommend it because it allows people.
That's what I'm saying. Those are very niche places.
I know.
But if you look at the big places like government, schools, media, all the big places where you get information, culture.
You're right, Alex. You're right, Alex. Alex, you're right. And you know what?
I know.
Alex,
I don't like being right sometimes.
When you're right, I don't argue with you, Alex. When you're right, you're right.
Why are you arguing with me?
Bye, Alex.